Hello YouTube, it's DVD Review Studios here, and today I'm going to be doing a DVD and Blu-ray update for September 2014. Now, apologies for being inactive once again, but I've been busy with a few things, and being busy will definitely show with how appalling this update will be. I've only picked up a couple of crappy DVDs and one Blu-ray because I couldn't find a DVD of the particular film. So I'll just begin with the Blu-ray. It's Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood. Probably one of the first Clint Eastwood movies I've actually seen all the way through, to be honest, and yeah, I thought this was pretty good. For a 1971 production, you can't exactly go wrong with how amazing this is. I mean, to be fair, it does seem like a comical sort of cheap movie as of present day, but back in the time, I'm sure this was such an extravagant title. But yeah, I love Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry, as Harry Callahan. And yeah, definitely recommend picking this movie up. So yeah, that's Dirty Harry on Blu-ray. The DVDs. First up is The Actors, starring Dylan Moran and Michael Caine. Very peculiar duo in this, to be fair. Unfortunately, I've only watched half of this. I still haven't even taken the bloody stickers off. Plus this sticker up here that is unfortunately on the little paper sleeve within, so I can't get that off, but it looks as though somebody's already tried. But as far as this actual movie goes, I didn't watch it all the way through because the disc, it glitched out on me. So I'm wondering whether to even bother refunding it since it was only 50 pence. But yeah, for what I watched, it was pretty good. So I got about an hour in before it started pissing up. But yeah, I'm quite a fan of Dylan Moran, and Michael Caine is always a pleasure. So yeah, The Actors, it's quite good. Donnie Darko, I was recommended to watch this, and I still haven't yet, but it does look quite intriguing. It's been very popular, been re-released in the cinema apparently, and yeah, it was only 25 pence, so I picked it up. Casino Royale, I've become quite, excuse the sticker's coming off anyway, but I've become quite a fan of actor Mads Mikkelsen, who portrays Hannibal Lecter throughout the Hannibal TV show. And it turns out that Mads actually plays a character within Casino Royale. Now, I've still not seen Casino Royale all the way through, and I've recently just discovered that Quantum of Solace was actually a sequel to this, so no wonder everybody thought it was shite, and I thought it was utter bollocks. But for £1, can't go wrong, it's 2 disc set, so that's pretty good. Sin City, the sequel's come out, so I thought I'd just pick up the first one. Not watched this yet, but there's a guest director of Quentin Tarantino, so this must obviously be good, as well as Frank Miller, of course. Frank Miller, yeah. Watchmen, Who Will Save Us Now? This was decent, to be fair. It was based on a graphic novel, and I've never actually read it before, but the actual film itself was pretty decent. Rorschach was the only character that I thought was pretty good. The rest of them seemed really pointless, like Dr. Manhattan. He didn't seem that good. But yeah, for Rorschach alone, this movie is pretty decent. So yeah, that's Watchmen. Would highly recommend giving that a watch at least. Edward Norton in The Incredible Hulk. I've not seen the first Hulk movie, but I spent £2 on this one just to see what it was like. And it was decent. It wasn't terrific. I knew there was going to be low expectations because the Hulk franchise hasn't exactly lifted off with a good movie yet. But I picked this up for Edward Norton since he was in the film Red Dragon, which is one of the Hannibal Lecter movies, and I thought this was okay. To be fair, I think this abomination thing was the killer of the movie, what dubbed it down to be such a cringy and quite an awful experience, really. It looks like something Alien Resurrection has shut out, but yeah, it was okay for Edward Norton. He's an alright actor. Apologies, my camera has just died on me, which I think that's the first time it's ever happened, but yeah, I've charged it up a bit. Keanu Reeves in Constantine. I thought the beginning to this was pretty good. It had development, it had a good plot towards it, but towards the end it just didn't deliver. It was quite lousy. I don't know how this has got 5 stars, at least 4 to be fair. 7.5 on IMDb, so yeah, it's a decent movie. It's good for Keanu Reeves, it's always good to see him, since he's really just known for Neo in The Matrix, but to see him play a different character, that's not so bad. Constantine on a whole, it was decent. It did have elements that were not necessary, that were elongated, that should have been cut shorter, but yeah, Constantine, that was pretty decent. In the Loop, starring the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, he has played a couple of BBC characters that have been hell-bent on swearing. Now, within this movie, he is a character named Malcolm Tucker, who has been known for a BBC television series that aired on BBC 4, and it's basically just a character that swears in every sentence. This is Tourette's gone berserk. There's about 100 F-bombs within this movie, and some imbecile on IMDb actually counted up all the swear words that this man lets out. But the movie itself, it's got a good plot, some very funny insults from Peter Capaldi, of course, and yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's nothing special, but if you're up for a laugh at something so gritty, then by all means go ahead and check this movie out. But yeah, it's Peter Capaldi in The Loop. And finally, Steven Spielberg's Catch Me If You Can, starring Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio. Based on a true story, supposedly. This was actually terrific. This is probably one of the best Spielberg films I've seen in a long time. I'm not really a Spielberg fan, but this was truly immense. I loved the story. I loved it. Kept me gripped throughout the whole film. It's on for 2 hours 15 minutes, so that's quite a longer film for me, because I'm usually used to the hour 40 length in movies. But seriously, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. It's such a superb story. Even if it is based on a true story, it has depth, it's involved, it's very creative, and Leonardo DiCaprio as a con man, it's always a pleasure to see, especially since his new movie that came out in Christmas of 2013. Yeah, so this is pretty decent. Catch Me If You Can. Definitely recommend giving this a watch. So thanks for sticking with me if you have throughout this update. I know it's not exactly spectacular as per usual, but yeah, things have been getting quite busy, and I do apologise for the inactive side of YouTube once again, but I do try. So yeah, please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my other reviews.